Going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving my top 3 sleepers for the upcoming 2022 NFL season. This list is definitely going to be a short one, pretty short video today, but just going to give 3 guys who I really think are going to have some great seasons next year, that didn't have great seasons this year but really showed some promising signs for next year. I think you guys should definitely keep an eye on these guys, as I think they have a lot of potential for the 2022 season. So the first guy on the list that I'm going to talk about is Michael Carter. Michael Carter had his rookie season last year. Pretty mediocre year. For a rookie running back, you can't really complain too much. He ranked 30th among all running backs and was pretty pass heavy. Obviously, he really didn't get too many touches. Having 16 rushing attempts is the most he's ever gotten in a game last year. Obviously, the Jets weren't anything special last year. Very below average, obviously, as expected, but people are really eyeing the Jets for next year. Might not be a playoff team, might not be a Super Bowl candidate, but definitely have a couple high draft picks, so it's going to be really interesting to see what they can do. I think they're definitely going to utilize the run more next year with Michael Carter. He's shown that he could be a very great back for them, and obviously with that offense with Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore, they definitely showed some really great signs, so I really expect Michael Carter to take advantage of his opportunities as he did last season. While he didn't get too many touches, he really showed that he could be a good receiving back, a reliable one in fact, but even though he didn't get too many touches, he was able to make the most of them. So I think that Michael Carter can definitely be a great 4th, 5th round guy who you pick up and can definitely be a high-end RB2 next year. So I would definitely look out for him in your drafts. I know that it's very early, a lot can happen, but I definitely think that he's going to be a sleeper going to next year with the Jets offense that is really looking to improve. Number 2 on my list is definitely an interesting one. I wouldn't consider this guy a sleeper, but I definitely think that you're going to be able to get him in drafts later than he should be taken. And this guy is DeAndre Hopkins. Obviously, Hopkins did not have a great year last year. The Cardinals were looking great, but he definitely struggled with injuries. I don't think that I even need to mention Hopkins' resume, as it's pretty self-explanatory. I just think that a lot of people are going to be sleeping on Hopkins next year. He's turning 30 soon, and I just don't know if people are all that confident in the Cardinals, obviously after a pretty disappointing second half of the season, and with all that going on with Kyler Murray right now, I don't think Hopkins is going to be taken as high as he should. I think there's definitely a chance that he falls to the 2nd or even maybe 3rd round, and I think that would definitely be a great time to draft him. He really struggled with injuries this year. You could definitely see that the targets were up, and his yards per catch were also phenomenal as well. He finished below 40th among all wide receivers, which, considering the fact that he didn't play for over 7 of the games, it's pretty impressive. I just don't think Hopkins is showing any signs of slowing down. I think once he gets past this injury, he's going to be able to really recover. Obviously, we're going to see what's going to happen with the Cardinals and Kyler Murray here, with some drama ensuing over the past couple weeks, but I just think that Hopkins is going to be a guy who falls a little bit, but is definitely going to show promise like he has been. Once again, by the books, not really a sleeper, but he's definitely going to be a guy who's going to fall, but I totally expect him to have another great year, so I would definitely look out for him and to see if you can get him in the 2nd or 3rd round. The next guy I have on this list is definitely improving by the year, and this guy's A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon is quietly taking over the backfield in Green Bay. The role that Green Bay is cutting out for Aaron Jones is just getting smaller and smaller. A.J. Dillon was actually able to outrush Aaron Jones this year in terms of rushing attempts by 16 attempts. And I totally think that he's fit to take that starting job. I think A.J. Dillon is more than a starting running back, but obviously depending if Aaron Rodgers comes back, that scheme may change next year, and A.J. Dillon has shown that he can definitely take over that job. Obviously Aaron Jones is aging, and he's definitely more of a financial commitment, so I wouldn't be surprised if they look to A.J. Dillon as the permanent back moving forward. A.J. Dillon obviously isn't a receiving back, which is why Aaron Jones definitely took the brunt of that receiving core in terms of running backs, but Dillon definitely should not be slept on as a receiving back, even though his frame is much bigger than Jones. He caught 34 out of his 37 targets and was able to gain 313 yards on the air, as well as 2 receiving TDs. Once again, obviously that offense is going to change completely depending if Aaron Rodgers comes back or not, but regardless, I would definitely expect A.J. Dillon to be a guy that you can get late. Obviously, people know of A.J. Dillon. He's not a no-name player. He's really shown that he has been a sleeper for the past 2 years, and it's really paid off for some people, but I really think that he's a guy that could definitely have a breakout season next year and really be able to take most of the carries next year. So if that can happen, and if A.J. Dillon can impress in training camp, I really think that he could be a permanent option, so I would definitely look to grab him, especially if you're having any dynasty drafts. I think that that's even more of a reason too, so we'll definitely look out for A.J. Dillon next year. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any other sleepers that you want people to know about, please leave them in the comments, and I will see you guys later.